Hi, I'm Liz, the hospital administrator here at Lockhaven Veterinary Hospital, and today I'm here with Dr. McIntosh to talk about dog nutrition. Dr. McIntosh, how do I know what foods are toxic for my dog?
So there's a whole list of things that can be toxic if your dog eats them. There are a lot of really good resources out there, including the ASPCA's poison control website that you can go to and find a really comprehensive list of the things that are toxic to be eaten for your dog.
Can I feed my dog human food?
So there are a lot of human foods that can be used in small quantities and not cause a problem. But we want to make sure that we know which ones are safe and which ones aren't safe, and that's a conversation to have with your vet. And certainly looking up the food before you give it.
How do I know if the food I'm giving my dog is making them sick?
So 9 times out of 10, if we've got a food issue, you're going to see things like vomiting and diarrhea. So if there's a problem with the food and you are seeing vomiting and diarrhea either after you give the food or within a couple of days after you change the food or after you give a certain treat, those are all possibilities to say that maybe your dog can't tolerate that food.
Can changing my dog's diet suddenly cause harm?
So sudden changes in diet can upset dog stomachs. And so we can see things like diarrhea mostly, but sometimes also vomiting if we're changing from one type of food, even one within a brand, one flavor, or changing bags sometimes can irritate. So whenever we're changing diets, I always say, let's take it slow and start with a little bit at a time and change that diet over about a week or so. So that we're not just changing it cold turkey and causing some upset.
How does an elimination diet work?
An elimination diet is used to find out whether or not a dog is hypersensitive to a certain part of the diet. Usually it's the major protein source, so it's the chicken, it's the lamb, it's the beef, it's whatever major protein source is in your diet. And so when we try to see which ones that they may be sensitive to, we put them on something that doesn't have any of that in it. And then after we've gotten a totally normal dog on a food that doesn't have any of that in it, we start adding back in chicken for a week, or fish for a week, or beef for a week. And then if they have issues with that, then we can tell which one is the problem and keep that out of their diet.
How do I know if my dog has eaten something toxic?
So anything that goes in the mouth can potentially cause vomiting and diarrhea. So if there's something that's wrong about what was given, or it is something that is truly toxic, there's a lot of foods that we ingest that don't just cause vomiting and diarrhea. They can cause like neurologic signs. They can cause hyperactivity, panting. So we certainly want to make sure that you've investigated what the dog was around. And make sure there aren't any wrappers or anything they could have gotten into, anything in the trash. And then take that thing with you to the ER when you go and see your vet, because there's a possibility that that may have been a problem.
Thank you, Dr. McIntosh.
Thanks, Liz.